Good afternoon, Rocky Mountain region, and welcome to another episode of the Mike and Jay Videocast.
Good morning, Team Rocky Mountain.
Mike, we had a great managers meeting yesterday where we discussed the $15,000 contest, and we got to hear direct from some of our winning store managers around best practices leading to their success. So I was able to condense that entire 45-minute meeting down to about 7 minutes. What do you say we take a listen?
Absolutely, Jason. The contest of all contests. Let's do it.
Yeah, inspections was the biggest thing. I've got all of my guys on the same page, and we get a complete inspection every car that comes in the building, and I think that is the number one thing for sure. Filling, not just, pencil whipping, the parts that you don't feel like checking the car on, but actually checking everything that's on that inspection sheet. 85% of the cars that come through there get a legitimate inspection on the car. I think if you just slow down, take an extra minute, and that's what helps drive sales, and everything else falls into place.
Every car, every time, no excuses. We inspect the car. We're all on the same page. Like Derek was saying, it don't matter who's off, who's not there today. Everything's the same, every car, every time. And kind of prioritize the inspection, green, yellow, red, and kind of break it down for a customer. And then they kind of tell you what they could afford, and you tell them what needs to be done now and what kind of could wait a month or whatever the basis is, and kind of go off that and build the trust. Start small and then end big.
Just some things that we're working on. Derek led to it, Brian led to it. Inspections. That's a huge thing for me. I think that we leave a lot on the table. We also have the opportunity to make a whole lot of money and do, the company some good, Big O some good, and also the customer good when we look at their car. But a lot of times, a customer will come in and they'll buy, say, $1,000 worth of tires or $800 worth of tires. We align the vehicle and we move on. Well, 30 days from now, 2 weeks from now, whatever, they come back and they say, hey, you guys just replaced my tires and my brakes are grinding. We have to change our mindset and to change the culture on our inspection process. I mean, you're talking about 10 minutes worth of looking through work orders and making sure our process is on point. And that's something that they're going to do, every morning before they open the doors. But you heard from Derek, you heard from Bryant. Both of those guys are killing it right now, and both of their inspection processes are on point. So, that's where it's at. If we want to grow, that's where it's at.
It was exciting to see our stores, kind of geared up and get excited about this contest.
Contest always, adds a little spice to it. And this just makes it a bigger picture and makes it more fun.
But they've always been a little bit competitive with each other. So I think each of our stores have the ability to excel in different areas just based on their markets, and have been able to be successul.
We're big believers in, you try not to sell tires on the phone. You get them in the store.
During the contest period, the main thing is trying to change the mindset of your sales staff, that every customer gets offered that card twice. That's really the main thing, is that mindset. There has to be some accountability held just in any part of this business, obviously, as far as any KPI goal that you're requesting a salesman to hit. That has to be tracked relentlessly, obviously, throughout every day and every week with each salesman. But again, that has to be part of the culture, part of the check-in process. During the VIP, when you're checking in customers, speaking with them about the financing we offer and the benefits of that. And same thing upon billing out a customer. We're not just doing this during the incentive period, and I think that's how you carry that over outside of the contest as well. Yeah, so alignments, it's very similar. It's the same thing. We set a procedure in place, a minimum requirement with alignments. It's as simple as every single customer is told that they're getting a complimentary alignment check. We typically like to go ahead and set up and sell the alignment at the counter under the assumption that it's needed. That frees up a lot of your alignment tech's time and your salesman's time if that is already completed. Every once in a while, you'll have somebody say, I don't want that, and that's perfectly fine. But that really helps your percentage out a lot. We ran a 33% for the year, which I'm pretty happy with. It's just mentioning it to everybody and getting as many checks on your rack as possible. Our road conditions here, it's very easy to sell alignments just mentioning our road conditions here. So that is a great way to go about doing that.
Making sure promised times are met to the T, making sure that it's done within that time, whether you have to have 2 or 3 guys on it, whatever it takes to make sure that happens. And that helps quite a bit as far as people wanting to come back even more, not having to sit around for hours and hours. We still click an oil change recommend code, so at least it's still sending a coupon for an oil changer for some service that we know they're going to need, in the next month or 2 anyways. So whether they need it or not, we still find something to put on there that they're going to need here soon. Only like 30 or 40% recommend codes. This last year we were close to, I think we're right around 80. So
taking care of the customer, following up on the appointments, leading out there with trying to get the customer in the door before we start talking pricing, make sure, that you're in a good position, as far as pricing. And I think one of the biggest things is if you don't lock that sale down before that phone ever hangs up, you need to know why, if it's price, if it's time. I never like to have anybody hang up the phone without closing a tire sale. You never hang it up without knowing. So
like Scott said, I think it was really fairly set up the way it was set up, not to have anything to do with bigger volume or smaller volume stores. It was set up very fairly. And then having this meeting like we're having now afterwards, hearing from the people that did really well, taking away a lot of notes that we could take to our stores for the ones that didn't do as well. I think it worked out really well all the way around.
Yeah, Jason, your daily updates with the leaderboards and things were a helpful tool in our morning meetings.
We have some amazing talent in this Rocky Mountain region, and if we can put our heads together, it will be amazing what we could do in 2021 if we come together kind of as a region and share with each other and help each other grow and keep each other accountable. So you guys are on the front lines every day, busting your tail, and I can tell you that I got mad respect for each and every one of you for what you guys do every day and how you represent the brand and what you do for Big O. You guys are rock stars.
Absolutely, Jason. Very well stated. Essential workers does not even come close to describing how we feel about this group. We appreciate you and respect your efforts, team. Have a wonderful week. We'll see you again next week for another episode of the Mike and Jay's weekly Videocast.